my idea.
Okay, shut up. That's our show together. It's the three boys reviewing comic books. Very original, I know.
Mm-hmm.
As I said
Just my
before, Hellboy
fine,
1,
yeah.
Comixology, free. You can read it. It's good on you, Mike
This is
Mignola.
for free
Yeah, it's free to read. Comixology. Now,
forever.
structure. Pickles. What was the story of Hellboy?
The story of Hellboy. The gist of it basically is we start off with his origins during Nazi experimentation, and they try to basically use equipment to sway the war in Hitler's favor. This and the trust Rasputin to accomplish this, but he instead they something an
Wow,
explosion
what happened
happens.
instead?
Guess
What?
Hellboy appeared. Little red boy from hell, presumably. But maybe
Yeah, but
not. We don't know yet.
they didn't know he appeared, and the Nazis were like, "Oh, like I hate
Oh,
you,
this guy's full of
Rasputin."
rubbish. You're a dickhead, Rasputin. Get out of here,
Get
you.
out of
The-
here.
You're worse than Nazis.
Survived way too many times. Not on you.
Yeah, let's shoot you again.
There.
Then
But
we cut
except it did
to
work.
yeah, it did work. And we got Hellboy. Then they have a cute. Then the American soldiers have a cute little picture with him.
hmm
Um, we
By the
kind of
way, I
cut-
very much appreciated the superhero. What was it? Like Torch Boy. As he was sipping a tea in the flashback with the Brits. I quite appreciate that,
Would you like a cup of tea?
obviously. And then we cut to like grown up Hellboy, and he's going on a mission, and the mission is dangerous, and shenanigans happen, and you should really read it. And without spoilers, I think we can't really go much
Shenanigans
further.
happen, and you should read it. And
Yeah.
thanks for watching our review, everyone.
Hey, shut up! That's not how it goes. No. Now, I want to talk about the art style. It's very unique, very stylized, and I love it. I wasn't on board when I first saw it, and as you sort of read through it, it's so good. It's powerful, it's dynamic, especially when the fight scenes happen. The pure, like, blocky blacks and the just flat colors make it stand out. The form is there. Absolutely amazing work from Mike Mignola, in my
It's a
opinion.
very masterful use of silhouette.
And so, art style. And now, boys, let's do like how would you rate it, the book, and then we'll get into spoilers, right? So
How would I rate it?
Ra-
So I would
rate
rate
it,
it a yes out of no.
that's great rating. Because how would you
Yeah.
rate it?
Hold on, I'm sipping a tea.
Oh, how
So
many
eight out of 10.
D's would you rate it out of Englishman's Day?
I'd give it an 8. Eight
Ooh.
tea bags.
8 D-bags.
8
That's very good
teabags.
review. And I'll give
That
it
is a very strong cup of tea.
5 Pilsners out of 5.
Ooh.
Hell yeah! So you get drunk, but you'll still know what's you're about. Okay, that's the review, and go read it and then come back for spoilers. We're gonna talk spoilers now. You've been warned. Watch out.
Are we going to discuss spoilers now?
We're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
spoiler territory. You've been we're here. You're still listening. Get away.
Are they still listening? Oh no!
Oh, boy.
Get out of here, you rascal!
Okay.
I see you. I see you haven't read it. Get out of here.
I think he's gone. It's cool. Rasputin comes back in life and it's the main Betty. What?
What?
Very much
No!
expected. But is that because of the movie? I think if
No,
we didn't see the
it came
movie,
out first.
you wouldn't.
That's my first, you silly shit.
Yeah, because obviously I saw the movie before reading this comic, and it first of all, good on the movie that was very well translated, and what I kind of feel I've been robbed of is the reveal of Abe, because he was very well revealed in the comic,
Yes.
and I knew like about him. That was fun, and we have obviously the monsters who were fun. Were they based on something? I know like Mignola based all most of his monsters off of something mythical.
Lovecraft.
It was very Lovecraft inspired, that's for sure.
Yeah,
He
right.
even gave a little thank you thing to Lovecraft in the first place.
Yeah, the Frog Boys. Oh, definitely.
Let me tell you something a little honest, right? I wasn't on board with this for about the first 20 pages, right?
Mhm.
I was thinking, oh my god, the hell has Shabby got me into? This is boring shit. I was like, why are these people talking so much? There's Nazis, there's magic, what's going on? I don't care for this. There's way too much dialogue. But then once it gets into it, son.
Oh, it
Yeah,
gets into
there's
it.
just crazy action. Just Hellboy just immediately loses the people he cares about, and he has to go into an entire revenge investigation, I suppose, to figure out
Yeah.
why he lost the person he cares about and why the hell these things are after him out of nowhere.
What
It was pretty damn good read.
I've appreciated is Hellboy is very well read up and he seems intelligent in the way he is.
Mhm.
And obviously, since your basically dad is a scholar and scientist, you'll have proper education. So I like that about him. He's like this big dude, weird looking,
Can we
and
talk about Hellboy's design for a second?
let's do it.
His design is like perfect, right? Like
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. The design of him. There was a little prequel comic, I guess you'd say, at the end of it, right? I think it was his very first appearance,
Yes.
and he didn't really have the trench coat or anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about his trench coat that just adds to it. It makes him absolutely perfect.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the book, there are like 3 drawings. First one
Mhm.
is like his first appearance, and he looked very demon-esque. Nothing
Yeah,
really
that's silly.
original about him.
You
Then there
wouldn't
was
want to
like
really read about that demon-looking one,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. There was like a midpoint where Hellboy was supposed to be a theme book, and I thought he looked very interesting there, but he didn't look like a protagonist to me,
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing
Yeah.
protagonist looking about these characters.
What I
These
liked
versions of these
is this BPRD tattoo. He
Mm-hmm.
had on like his shoulder. That looked kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Oh.
But yeah, he was definitely refined very well in my opinion, and the trench coat does add a lot. Though he loses it. He loses it. It's to me it's like Hulk, So when Hellboy loses his coat, the shit goes down. Which
And he's just smacking the shit out of things with his big ass gauntlet fist.
oh, absolutely, and it was well described. Like he has no feelings, so that kind of helped him to fight the frog people.
Mhm.
I want to talk about
Except for
something
this part
weird.
where there were
Yeah.
in fact feelings in it. So that
Yeah.
that was it was interesting how he gave little hints about it, right?
Mm,
When he started
absolutely.
feeling sensations in his stone hand where he'd never felt anything before.
Yeah. How do you
That was
feel?
an interesting use of that. Yeah.
I want to talk something about something weird, right? So Rasputin, he opens like this dimension hall, whatever, and he thinks like he's doing magic essentially, and it's explained. I think it's like trying to do the Thor thing where it looks like magic, but it's actually science. It's a mix, feels like, and he opens this portal to somewhere, and we see aliens, and it was so fucking out of place to me. Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
the aliens are like what? It's just dedicated one page to it, right? But you just see
Yeah.
aliens in this like what would you say, a pocket dimension or something? They're transporting between worlds or something in a ship.
It looked like definitely they
It's
were in
strange.
space somewhere,
I
and
was like, what
yeah.
the hell is this?
and they're like, no, they knew about the stuff they did, and it's like, what are they doing? Those stupid
They
monkeys on
also
the Earth.
they look like Abe.
They do look like Abe, right? I think it's probably because of the simplicity of the style.
Yeah. So you think
Yeah.
that's just coincidental?
I think it's
Not an
coincidental,
actual
but
thing.
maybe there's something to it. I'm interested.
Maybe.
But that bit definitely seemed out of place and makes me wonder if like Hellboy's hell is just actually some kind of different dimension. And because you have this mythos, right? Where Mignola build upon that, and you have like Baba Yaga appeared, and it's very mythical, and maybe the prophecy is sort of BS as well. You know how prophecies goes, and it's just based on galaxies and dimensions, stuff like that. I don't know. It was interesting. I also like how the old granny basically uh, effed them over because of her sons.
Mhm.
I think that's
And then
yeah.
she died.
Then she died. That's such a villain
Getting what
move
she
from
deserves.
Rasputin. Yeah, like I'm gonna
Mhm,
show
mhm,
you your sons, but they're monsters and they're gonna kill you. How
mhm.
about that? you know,
It was pretty evil.
that's pretty evil.
It was naughty.
Ooh. I like the bit where they found him in the Arctic and he seemed like a statue and they just wiped him off, and that was very horror-esque and it was
And then it's like,
powerful
bing, the
moment.
eyes
Yeah.
and the, oh no, he's a
Oh yeah.
baddie.
So Rasputin sucks out people's living essence, I guess. Is that what he
Mhm.
did with?
Feeds
Yeah,
off.
use it to stay alive.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what he did with Liz, right? And Liz was shown to have this like giant potential in herself.
Yeah, I didn't like Liz's introduction. It felt very
Yeah.
forced, to be honest. Though
She was very
plot
underdeveloped
device.
in the story, I feel like.
She was a plot device,
Hmm.
Mm.
basically.
Yeah.
She just came out of nowhere. And then Rasputin just comes along and goes, "Oh, I'm going to take your powers."
Yeah. Her introduction is basically Hellboy reading her file. Just like,
Yeah.
this happened. And,
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
yeah.
It's not like in the movie where he goes to the ward and they talk and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
I will say though, when Hellboy's adoptive dad died, that was pretty funny.
That was funny.
Because Hellboy's like talking to his dad, right? And like it starts raining frogs. Well, a frog appears basically, and his dad just chucks himself out the window.
That's true, yeah. That was a little weird. I was like, what?
And Hellboy's just he's kind of like expressionist. It's like he's thinking, "Wait, old people aren't supposed to die like this."
Yeah, he was a little expressionless. They were trying to say,
If it
oh,
was your-
Hellboy, you must have been through a lot with having seen your adoptive father die. And I was like, he kind of had no expression. I'm not going to lie.
if your dad dies, whether he be adopted or not, you're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
But then
I
he was
freaked out a little
like,
if my dad suddenly jumped out the window, yeah.
but then with marks all over his face as well, and you're just there like, strange.
It is. Yeah. I definitely thought he's gonna come back. It's like he's just paralyzed, you know? Nothing dead. But he's dead. Dead.
Yeah, it's
Seems
not
like
like in the movie where that Nazi guy kills him.
Ooh, Nazis. We haven't talked about that. The Nazis were done
Oh, I
very
love
well.
Nazis.
Yeah. I
My
just
favorite
like
subject.
Nazis as bad guys. I think it works. And
Well, they kind of work immediately because everyone knows that no one's going to write a sympathetic story on the Nazi side, are they?
yeah. I love the head in the jar guy with the swastika on his
Or the
forehead.
gorilla.
Yeah, just the whole Nazi scientist, basically weird, you know, monsters wrapped in leather. I like that aspect a lot, and I know that's a reoccurring theme for sure. And Rasputin is like the main baddie of Hellboy. I feel like, because he's coming back for sure, right?
Yeah,
He's got it.
Yeah.
but the thing is though, you don't see a lot of Nazi references these days either. It's like a sensitive subject for some reason. Like
Like a
people are,
Voldemort, yeah.
but you can tell a lot of stories with Nazis, because they did a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, they're
And-
weird.
No, they-
Yeah,
I mean, that's
They're
why
pure evil.
that's why Indiana Jones worked, right? Because
I mean,
the Nazis were the main baddies, and I like
I
that.
mean, the Nazis helped put a man on the moon for crying out loud. You know, it's crazy.
Mhm.
But I thought it was funny that they trusted a Russian sorcerer to help him win the war. Then they act all surprised that it doesn't work.
Okay, yeah.
It does not suck.
Man, because I read up a little bit on Rasputin, like what he actually was, and it's insane how much he survived. And when he in the comic makes the list, like I've been shot, I've been poisoned, whatever, I've been frozen to death. That all
It
fucking
actually happened.
that all happened to the guy, like legitimately.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
It's insane. So I like he basically builds up on this myth, and the world he is building really works. and I really appreciated that. Though at the end there was like a bonus story with Egyptian god, and there was like the dog. It felt a bit out of place.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that was like
that's just a
that was just like a
bonus
side
story.
story, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wasn't that like a
It's not
like
a
part of
main
an
story.
anthology?
I
Yeah.
think so. It was like it
It
was
was-
fun
I think it was
bonus,
a
but
special,
yeah, it was kind of hurled at us.
Well, I guess it throws you off because you read about Nazis and H.P. Lovecraft themed stuff, then it's like suddenly, oh, he's fighting a giant dog.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd say so.
I understand that, but yeah, it's just a side story.
Yeah, definitely. And that's it. That's. Do you want to say something more? Because I think we
Do,
covered a
do
lot.
we still did we cover what actually happens at the end
Yeah.
though?
Well, Abe throws a harpoon, which I appreciated that bit.
Great.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, Hellboy is basically the punching bag, and he cops it a lot, and then Abe saves the day. That was fun.
Mhm.
He got possessed, right?
Yeah, boy.
Well, yeah, it got mind controlled. Yeah,
That's,
By someone more powerful, I guess.
I guess.
which was
Exactly.
kind of came out from left field.
So, do we understand that character's motivation as to why he wanted to stop Rasputin
Well,
by controlling?
Well,
he has like his family cursed, right? So he wanted to break the curse, I guess. All males. Okay. Yeah, that happened. That's the thing that happened, and
I will say that the frog creatures that tend to attack Hellboy in the story is different from the movie
Mhm.
because they're not frogs in the movie. They're just like these black tentacly type of creatures.
yeah.
But in the book, they're actually just like overgrown frogs.
Frogs.
that can poison you.
And that was good. And that's it. That's our Hellboy review and chat about. Are you
Go
are you
read
boys,
it out of 10.
Are you boys excited to read second volume? Because I'm
I
probably gonna
guess.
buy it.
Yeah, because it's free. Because the first volume's free on Comixology. It does want me to. I do want to read the next volume and actually pay for it as
Oh.
well.
Absolutely.
Want to know what these aliens are about?
I want collection. Like I've saw very nice hardcovers of Hellboy. I think I'm gonna get into that.
Get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hellboy is going to be our thing from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Nice.
is the Hellboy channel.
We might do this show next week as well, so let us know if you have some suggestions. What are we supposed to read? But
I want to read Spider-Man.
for the next week we already have book prepared because Booster just
Hooray.
loves Booster. Go tell us what are we reading?
Booster, I want to read Spider-Man Life Story because I thought it was excellent, and I want to force these guys to read it.
What by Chip Zdarsky, the funny man?
By Chip Zdarsky. Wow.
Oh, I like him. Okay, let's read
I
it then.
too.
I saw his bot on Twitter.
Okay,
Oh.
good.
It was nice.
So if you wanna keep up with us, read Spider-Man Life Story, and we'll see you next week. I guess.
Bye. Love you.
Bye bye. Love you too. I
Cheerio.
guess. Cheerios. Bye. That's it. That's the show.